Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another Q&A. Have a new laptop, a new camera here. Well, it's actually the camera that comes with the laptop. It's a little bit better than the previous one, though even though I'm using the light, the lamp still looks kind of darkish, but at least there's less static effect around. Anyway, laptop cameras suck balls. Worldwide known fact. Thanks for joining, everybody. I have a poll right now, right now. I need to know your opinion. I'm dying to know your opinion about this. I can't wait. I just want to ask, what do you guys think about this? Yes. No. Let's see what you guys think about this. This is a random poll that I want to start the Q&A with. I want to know if PSP is retro or not. What's going on here? Hey, thanks for the super chat, Joshua. I know who you are. You were GL Dilly. I'm starting to learn who is who here on YouTube and on Twitch. Some of you have different usernames. Others have like slightly different usernames. Anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on here with the music. It's my first time streaming Q&A with this laptop. You know, give me a break. Shuffle is on. Well, let's play this song again while I figure it out. So the question in the poll is PSP retro? Do you guys think PSP retro? Or Nintendo DS? I think Nintendo DS feels a little bit more retro because of its graphics. I mean, they look like, I don't know, like a portable 64. You know? I think Nintendo DS feels kind of retro, but maybe I'll do that question some other time. First and foremost, the PSP, right? Yeah, what the hell? You know what I'm gonna do? Maybe I can take requests when it comes to music. It's like I grabbed a bunch of songs, but it didn't play them all. New computer, new problems. I don't know what happens if I do this. I have this song, set these three, for example. This. Advance Wars. Okay. Yeah, I have 3 songs selected. Let's see what happens. Why is this happening? Open. I got 3 songs. Well, let's let that one play from Advance Wars. What's up? So, wow, look at the poll. Well, there's only 11 votes so far. 64%, 67% yes, 33% no. Did we lose him? What do you mean lose? I'm here. I'm here. Still here. Right? Music's kind of low though. There we go. Should be better now. Alright. That's better. Right, and can you hear me just fine? Can you hear the music? It's my first time streaming a Q&A with this freaking new laptop. Quality is great, speed is great, but setting things up and figuring things out is fucking pain in the ass. Anyway, I also believe the PSP can be considered as maybe retro, maybe not 100%, but actually, you know, it's one of those consoles. PS2, I have no doubt. It's been almost 25 years since the console came out, and yeah, some games in 2013, believe it or not, some games on PS2 were still being released, so there's that. Right? Hello? I don't see anybody in the chat anymore. Well, people are still voting in the chat. Can you guys see me or not? Great. Thank you, Michael, for answering my question. Thanks, David. Thanks. It was to Joshua. Maybe Joshua lost me. So, a couple of years ago, I probably would have answered that the PS2 wasn't exactly what I would consider retro. But nowadays, it's kind of like, yeah. Even though, like I was saying, in 2013, we were still getting PS2 games. And that was merely 11 years ago. I think 2014, we were still getting PS2 games. Maybe just one per year, right? I think 2013 or 2014 were the last years. Hey, it changed songs, right? Oh, so it works. Great. So I'll be able to take on some songs. If you guys want to listen to anything, let me know. If I have it, I'll play it. But yeah, anyway, so, but then PSP came out in 2005, I believe, the end of 2004, 2005. I think it came out in 2005, and it feels retro. It had a similar graphic engine and graphics and visuals and shit and controls and mechanics, as PlayStation 2. It's basically a PS2 portable. I always saw the PSP as basically a PS2 portable, kind of like what the Game Boy Advance was to the Super Nintendo. That's how I feel it is. Game Boy Advance is also retro. Nobody can contest that. PSP feels kind of retro for me. Nintendo DS, the graphics were inferior to the PSP. It looked like a portable Nintendo 64 or something like that. So I believe Nintendo DS, I have no doubt. Even though we were still getting Nintendo DS games like nearly 12 years ago, it feels kind of retro to me already. But PSP is the one console that's like, I don't know yet, I imagine if I change the question to is PS3 retro, it would be like 50-50. But right now, most people can agree PSP is still retro. That's funny. I don't know. Yeah, it's just the graphics, it's just the controls, how the games feel, how the games look, the kind of mechanics, the gameplay mechanics in some of them, like RPGs, for example, Yeah, I always felt it was like a PS2. I mean, the PS2 was a bit more powerful than the PSP, I believe. But still, I always felt the PSP was basically a PS2. Portable PS2. Maybe not quite, but portable PS2, right? I don't know. I'm not an expert, But it feels kinda retro already. I think of PSP as retro, but leave it at that. Like if people tell me no, it's not retro, I'm not gonna argue. I'm just gonna be like, PS2. We can argue all day long. I can kind of convince you that it's retro, maybe. But PSP is like, I'm like 60-40, 60% yes, 40% no. Not there yet. Maybe next year. How about that? Next year the PSP is gonna be 20 years old, right? When the fuck did it come out? PSP. Okay, PSP was released December 12th, 2004 in Japan. So it's 20 years old. Well, that'll be in like 5 days, right? 6 days. It's almost 20 years old. But it was released in North America on March 24, 2005. Well, I'm gonna have to do something. Dude, I gotta celebrate the PSP. 20 years of PSP? Or maybe should I wait until the North American release March 24? I'll think about it. Yeah, the PSP is almost officially 20 years old. Maybe by the time you watch this clip on my second channel, it'll be already 20 years old. Hell, I'll upload this on December 12th. So the clip will be like, celebrating the PSP. The PSP is 20 years old. Yeah! Love that console. I should have picked a Versus episode based on PSP, but I didn't know. I was just wondering last night, you know, is PSP retro? Maybe, you know? Well, I have another episode for today. It doesn't matter. So yeah, 82%. Dude, look at that. Yes is winning by a landslide. I'm gonna keep the poll for like an hour or so. Anyway, so 20 years old. Yeah, I always said that 20-year-old games, 20-year-old consoles are like retro. That's my rule. Maybe it makes no sense to you, but to me, that's how I see it. When a console is like 20 years old already, then it's retro. So the PS3 came out in 2006, right? So maybe in a couple of years the PS3 will be officially retro in my book. What about the Wii? The Wii came out in 2007, right? Which came out first? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, the PSP came out in Japan December 12, 2004. So in a few days it's gonna be 20 fucking years old. Can't believe it. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about the PSP last night and it turns out it's its 20th anniversary. Can't believe it. Oh my god. Three dot game, yeah. Yeah, I think PSP is also my favorite portable console. But mostly because of its library. Not a hardware, in terms of hardware, it isn't my favorite. I think in terms of that, it's probably the PS Vita. But the PSP, when it comes to library and catalog of games, you know, it's by far my favorite portable system of all time. It's just that on the PS Vita, I can play PSP games, right? So in terms of hardware, the PS Vita is better for me, right? But it's just the catalog, the library of the games, you know, that's the PSP, man. What a great console. I remember when I first got my PSP, actually I think I got a couple of them and I may have sold them when I had the store, but I didn't get a PSP until like 2013. No, I think it was like 2012. It was in 2012. And I wanted to get my hands on that component cable that you could plug into your TV to play the games in there. And actually that's what I ended up doing. Thank you, Mr. Kid. But like a regular, it wasn't a fat PSP, it was a slim PSP. And I kept it for myself, and that's how I started. I hacked it, and I started downloading a lot of games and playing them, you know, but after like a few games, I was like, I need to play this on my TV. And I found out about that component cable, you know, so I bought the cable, but I had a CRT back then. Everybody had a widescreen and shit, you know, like a LCD screen, LCD, right? LSD is a fucking drug. So I sold my CRT. I probably shouldn't have. And then I got my flat screen. And then I got the component cable. And then I played the crap out of the PSP. RPG after RPG, you know, Jeanne d'Arc, Trails in the Sky, Hexis Force, East 7, Grow Lancer, Spectral Force, Souls, etc. You know, the Star Ocean games. Fuck. I had a blast. So throughout the entirety of 2013, about 90% of what I was playing were PSP JRPGs. Well, nah, let's say about 70%, because the other 30% was when I was at the store playing Nintendo DS games. I was like, I'm going to play Nintendo DS JRPGs at the store, but PSP JRPGs, I'm going to leave those for when I'm at home, you know, on my flat screen. Yeah, good times. Good times. The music stopped. I only picked 3 songs, remember, to make the Anyway, let me do the playlist again. Didn't work. Didn't seem to work before. If you guys got any requests for music, if I have the song, let me know and I'll just play it. How about this? Just picking a bunch of random songs here on the P letter. I gotta select them manually, you know. How about Odin Sphere? How about One Piece? Oninaki boss battle theme. Okage, Shadow King, Ogre Battle. What else is here? Like Mind Zero? Any fans of Mind Zero here? Any fans of Monarch? Hey, I'm a fan of Monarch. Have a love-hate relationship with the game. People think I fucking despise the game. And you know what? No, I don't. I don't hate it, you know. Ouroboros, what is this? Let's put some Matto anomalies. Some Legend of Mana. Oh, Langrisser. Let's play the Langrisser songs, man. A bunch of those. Yeah. A lot of Langrisser. Some Grow Lancer music. Any East songs? Sure, you got them, bro. Let's add a bunch of East songs here. Bunch of those. East strategy, right? I'm thinking, yeah, let's add some East strategy. Hey, the music is not bad in that game. How about East 7? How about East 8? A bunch of East games. I can't play Chrono Cross. The entirety of the Chrono Cross soundtrack has copyright. So my Q&A will be demonetized, man. I don't... Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Color, I don't think I have them. Let me check. I of course I have Dragon Quest music, but I think it's from the NES. Yeah. I'll give you some of the NES themes. 1 and 2, you know. Some of these here. Lufia 2 boss theme. I mean, the songs I'm not gonna play like right now, okay? But they will play out eventually. I'm gonna shuffle the playlist. The boss battle theme, right? Okay, I got it. I'm also adding the Sinistral's battle theme. How about some Lost Odyssey? How about some Baten Kaitos? I don't know. Yeah. Let's put some Baten Kaitos. True Mirror, Valley of the Wind, Beatrilica Style, Batman music. Shining Force CD. Let me see if I have something. I should have something from Shining Force CD. Shining Force, no. Neo, no. Resonance, no. The fuck do you mean? Oh, here's one. Yeah, there's one. That ought to do it. Final Fantasy Tactics. Let's see if I have one. That's gonna be the last one. FFT. And that's probably gonna be the first one to play. What was it, like Final Fantasy Tactics, right? Final Fantasy Tactics. Have these one. How about these two? Okay, there we go. Okay. I have that one. Okay, there we go. No, Chrono Trigger soundtrack is weird, man. Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IX, half of the soundtrack has copyright claim, but the other half doesn't. Like, I can play some Final Fantasy IX songs, no problem. But Chrono Trigger, same. I can play a lot of songs and nothing happens. But some songs have copyright. I don't know why. But Chrono Cross, everything. Every single goddamn song from Chrono Cross, copyright. Nier, Gestalt, same. Curiously though, Nier Replicant, I can play anything from Nier Replicant. But Nier Gestalt, like the PS3 360 game, nothing. Every fucking song has copyright. And then Nier Automata is the Nier Automata is the same as Chrono Trigger. Half of it has copy. It's fucking weird, man. Fucking website. Yeah, but so what? Other JRPGs were also recently remastered or remade, and you can play the original songs, no problem. Star Ocean, Super Mario RPG, you can play all of them, no problem. Sorry, Smiling Dog, I already picked a lot of songs, so. We're listening to some Final Fantasy music right now, Final Fantasy Tactics. It's very loud though. There we go. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Anyway, it's been 20 minutes. You should post a video about copyrighted songs. No, but that should probably help you guys understand why I prefer streaming on Twitch nowadays over on YouTube. Like the Q&As, I have no problem, you know, because I only list them a few hours after they're over. But, you know, yesterday I streamed for the first time, finally, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Because I know the soundtrack doesn't have copyright. You know, but I'm like, Jesus. Some people are like, yeah, you came back to YouTube. No, I never left YouTube. You know? But, one of the biggest reasons why I kinda don't wanna stream that as often as before on YouTube is because of that fucking copyright. I just got a fucking... Here! Like 5 fucking years ago, I streamed Child of Light. Anybody know that game? When Ubisoft was a decent company? You know? So it was demonetized. Because of a song called Aurora's Theme. Dude, at least once a week, or once every 2 weeks, I get a random stream from years ago or months ago demonetized. Because of one song. It's fucking horrible, man. And then some of you guys, I understand, you know, you prefer watching me play games here on YouTube than on Twitch. That's cool, you know, but you need to understand why I moved to Twitch. Twitch doesn't do that fucking shit to you. You can play anything you want, no problem. But here is like copyrighted. You cannot monetize the video. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, YouTube, man. Oh man, a restaurant that we really liked nearby has closed down. Copyright music, man. How's the poll going? Look at that. PSP is officially retro according to 60 plus people. 83%. It's fucking great. That's Monarch, huh? There we go. It's random. Some of your songs will play out. Okay. Hello? Oh, there we go. Never heard of that game. Which game? Child of Light? You've never heard about it? I guess Child of Light was a very popular game back in the day, but nowadays it seems very forgotten. And it's released everywhere, man. It's on PS4, Switch, Steam, PS Vita. I have the physical version for the PS Vita. I think it's also on PS3. It was everywhere, man. It was like really popular, a big deal back then. But nowadays it seems like extremely forgotten, man. But I wouldn't say it's a hidden gem. It's like it's obscure hidden gem. No way. The game is pretty popular. It sold a lot of copies. People know it. But nowadays, like, no one talks about it. What the hell happened here? Am I still live? My browser crashed. Oh, I'm back. I can see your questions. Alright, so the PSP uses discs. It uses UMDs, but yeah. It's the part that mostly had issues. If you have a modded PSP, is it worth collecting the physical if you have a modded system? Yeah, I think a lot of PSP games are like... Well... I think it's too late to get into PSP because a lot of the great games and RPGs, the obscure ones, especially are like very expensive. You will still be able to find a lot of like Final Fantasy games, God of War, you know, Jack and Daxter, you know, for like $10, $20 complete in box. First editions or even the greatest hits editions, you know. But when it comes to like JRPGs, most JRPGs on PSP, I think you will have better luck getting PS2 JRPGs. There's still a lot of PS2 JRPGs that are still kind of cheap, on the cheap side of things, you know. But PSP is like... Most are already like $40, $50 and above that. So Japanese imports are expensive for PSP. I have no idea. I don't collect Japanese games. I only have a couple of them and they were gifts from a fan. So there we go. Gongrave, thanks a bunch for the donation, buddy. Happy new laptop. Thanks. I am enjoying it. It has some problems though. I have until January 10 to that's when the guarantee expires, you know. So if I'm not too happy with it, I'll probably return it. Here are the pros and cons of, well, let me finish the PSP thing that I was saying. So, it's still worth collecting for PSP, man, but not that much anymore. It's just, yeah, it's like 9 out of 10 consoles nowadays. You know, most games are expensive, rare, scalpers are taking advantage, resellers. It's just, this is why I quit video game collecting in general. Like, I still collect games, man, but I haven't bought a single physical game in months, you know? But this is the reason, it's just not fun anymore. But I don't know. The laptop. Alright, so the laptop, here are the pros and cons. I've only had this laptop for 5 days. It arrived Wednesday evening, and I already streamed a bunch of games. I did some tests. I am here right now today in the Q&A. It looks fine. The quality of the camera, let's start with the camera right now. The quality of the camera is a bit better than the previous laptop, but the lighting is worse. Like, I feel like I had better lighting before with the previous laptop than this new one. So the webcam sucks. The webcam is trash, and I'm gonna have to buy a new webcam. Even one of those cheap fucking $10, $20 webcams, I'm pretty sure it's like far superior than the one here in this laptop. And yeah, the lighting is okay, but it should look better. It's just, I have this lamp, you know, this fucking lamp. It's a fucking $5 lamp, you know. But I put it here, like right next to the screen, and this is how it looks. It's okay, you know, but it still looks a little bit dark, and it shouldn't. So yeah, the webcam sucks. But I wasn't expecting much for a webcam in a laptop, you know. They usually suck. Even some of the best laptops out there have shitty webcams. I'm not surprised, but I was expecting a little bit better, you know. But it's okay, at least the quality is better than the previous laptop. It should be. What laptop did you buy? It's called a Victus by HP gaming laptop. I mean, that's the name of it. It's got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050. It's fucking great for gaming and streaming games and shit. And yeah, I had a taste of that a few days ago. Processor is Intel Core 5. And I don't know what this means. It says 144 Hz refresh rate. Not sure about that. So this was on sale. I bought it because it was on sale and I could afford it. You know, I should have bought a better computer, but I just didn't have enough money, you know. So because this was on sale, I was like, okay, it's cheap, but it's got 8 GB memory RAM. And I was like, but okay, I can live with that, you know. And an SSD of 512, and I already used half of it because of all of the gameplay footage that I have, all the videos, you know, that I've backed up. I have an external hard drive and it's almost full as well. Well, that's a YouTuber for you. All YouTubers, all content creators, we all have the same problem. We need like 1 million hard drives and solid state drives and whatever, you know. But yeah, so this very same computer was being sold by the same seller for like $300 more, you know, and it had, but the only difference was that the memory RAM was 16 gigabytes. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay $300 just for 8 gigabytes of extra RAM, you know. I'd rather just upgrade that, you know. Eventually, when I have more money, I'm gonna increase the RAM, and that's gonna cost me like $50, man, $70. So it's just better. I bought this laptop. So yeah, so the pros and cons. Well, the webcam sucks. It's more of a con than a pro, to be completely honest. So that's basically a con. Well, let's start with the pros. The pros, I think the processor is pretty damn decent. and it's proven to be quite decent. It's not one of the best ones. Intel Core i7 will be better, but you know, I got my money's worth. You know, I didn't have enough money to buy like a super great fucking computer, and to be honest, I don't need it. It's like, why the fuck would I need to stream PS5 games or something? I have a PS5, I have a PS4, I can stream games in there. I have no problem with that, you know? As long as I can stream like Wii, maybe PS3 era and below, I'm fucking happy, you know? And another pro is the GeForce RTX, which is 3050. That's fucking great. 4050 or 4060 would have been much better, but that's like really expensive for a laptop. And, well, the quality of the screen is fucking great. It's super fast. Even though I have already filled more than half of my SSD hard drive or solid state drive, it's still working wonders, you know. But space is something like, even if the space was 1 terabyte, I will still have space problems because I'm a content creator. This is what I do. I have a crap ton of fucking gameplays, and a lot of them from PS4 and PS5, they weight like fucking gigabytes. A 5-minute gameplay footage video weighs like fucking 3 gigabytes, man. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a problem. So, I wouldn't say the SSD is a pro, but it is not a con. It's just okay, you know. The RAM is a con. I think it's I should have gotten a 16-bit laptop, gigabyte laptop, but it's just like meh, you know. So overall, it's got its ups and downs. I'm happy with my purchase, but I'm not like really super happy, you know. Like let me continue testing this laptop and streaming games. Oh, that's another pro. You know, I streamed Fire Emblem Path of Radiance last night, and at 1080p. It looked fucking beautiful, no frame rate issues, no resolution issues, and I usually have those for my videos. Scan lines show up in the retro system, so when it comes to emulation and when it comes to streaming video games, this laptop is fucking incredible, I love it. But if I want to stream, and it happened last night when I was streaming Path of Radiance, that if I unplug the laptop, even though it was fully charged, the battery was fully charged, like the game froze. Some of you were there. It fucking froze. I don't understand why. You know, it's just like, and somebody told me, Ilias told me, I don't know if he's watching, he told me that when I'm streaming at full speed and with like a 6,000 bit rate and stuff like that, like I'm using a lot of energy or a lot of power from the laptop, so it needs to be plugged in. He said that, so okay. So that's a con, but it's more of a pro. You know, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. And usually every time I stream video games or even the Q&As, my laptop is plugged in, you know, because it just drains the battery. Streaming drains the battery, right? So that's normal. I have no problem with that. So that's another pro. I don't know about DDR though. You know, I know what that is. You know, I mean, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I think it's DDR4, right? It's probably DDR4. And I have no idea about that, man. So anyway, I don't know about that, Brian. This laptop was brand new. I don't know what year is it. I don't think it's like 2017 though. Anyway, it's okay. You know, this is what I could afford, and I needed to be a laptop. I know I could have built a computer for like the same price, or maybe a little bit more, you know, and that would have been the better choice, but I cannot take the fucking computer with me. And laptop, you know, I can move to, remember, I have a construction here, and they're building like hundreds of houses merely across the street, man, like 2 streets away, right? And they're getting here, they're getting like right in front of my house. They're probably gonna start building houses like across the street, probably next year, January, you know, so I won't be able to work in this studio. So I'm gonna have to move to the other studio. But this is the only place I can stream, the other room. But this is the only room where I can stream, because this is, I have a wall, an anti-sound wall that I built. You know, this is the studio, right? But the other room, that's not a studio, and it's noisy, and fucking people have more dogs than kids nowadays. Dude, I'm serious. There's like let me tell you, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 12 houses around me. 12 houses. There's 3 fucking dogs. 4 fucking dogs. 5, 6. These guys got 1, but it doesn't count because it never barks. But it's a dog. 7 dogs. My neighbor, she has a dog. Her neighbors have a dog. The guys behind had 2 dogs. 1 dog. 2 dogs. I'm pretty sure there's 2 fucking dogs in there. And the fucking... You know, everybody's got those kinds of neighbors, right? You know, the asshole neighbors. They're like 2 houses away from here, from me, thankfully. But man, fucking everybody hates them. They get like 4 fucking dogs. So it's like... I lost count already. How many was there? Like 16 dogs? 16 dogs. And now, let me tell you how many of these people have kids. 1, 2... No. 3. The assholes have a baby. So that's 4. 5. Out of the 12 houses around me, you know, there's 5 kids and like 15 dogs. What the fuck is wrong with people nowadays, man? Horrible, man. No cats? I don't even know if they have cats, man. Cats don't fucking make noise. And you don't hear them. I don't even know if they have cats, to be honest. I have no idea. But anyway, so the reason why I needed to get a laptop is because of that. Because of the construction, because of the dogs, and because of stuff like that, I need to be moving, you know. Like working here, working in the other room, working downstairs. Or we have a co-working space like 3 blocks away from where I live. I'm gonna be, once they start building houses like across the street, I'm gonna have to go and work in there. Fortunately, the construction workers leave at like 5:30 p.m. 5:30, 6 p.m. So I'll be back to stream here in this room. So you see, I couldn't buy the PC was the better choice. I am aware of that. But given my current situation, this is gonna last for like 6 months or maybe more. So it needed to be a laptop. But that's also the reason why I didn't buy like a super great laptop. Maybe I could have afforded it, maybe, you know, but it was better to buy like like a decent laptop, and maybe in a couple of years build like a really cool fucking PC, man. But yeah, because of my current situation, buying a PC was a bad idea. Anyway, 83 votes for the is PSP Retro. 81% yes, 19% no. So I think most people can agree PSP is retro, but I'm gonna leave the poll for a little bit more. It's a dog's world. People like dogs. Yeah, sure. I like dogs too. I'm a dog person too. But I like cats, but mostly because I don't like them at the same time because I'm allergic to fucking cats. I get a lot of like, you know. I don't know, for some reason. I had a cat before when I was living with my brother. And sadly, he has the same problem. He's allergic, so we had to get rid of him. Right? My dad's the worst. You know, he can't be around a cat. Impossible. Me, I can handle it, but I'm still very allergic. Dogs are fine, you know. I don't have a dog, though. Haven't had a dog in many years. But I just don't want to be a part of the problem, you know. It's just there's too many fucking dogs already. And on top of it all, you know, because there's a construction, they have a bunch of dogs. They're stray dogs. They aren't like the dogs that the construction bought or some or adopted. No, but they're there. And there's like 7 of them. So imagine whenever these fucking dogs take a stroll, like around here, all the fucking dogs that I just told you about start barking at them. Well, half of them, because the other half is like in the back. It's a dog's world, someone said. Anyway, back to your goddamn questions. Did you try to buy that foam squares that block the sound? I've seen some YouTubers. That was a long time ago, before I built the wall. I don't even know what the materials are called in English. Don't even ask me, I have no clue. I know the name's in Spanish, you know, not in English. But the foam things that you just put in the walls, like, are like fucking useless apparently. Like you gotta put all of them in the wall, like cover the entire wall, the entire room with them to be able to work a little bit better, you know, to give you a decent sound reduction or noise reduction. But if I just put a few of them, they're not gonna do anything. And I watched their videos from these YouTubers. That was a long time ago. I don't even know the YouTubers, man. When I watched the videos, they were pretty convincing and they proved it, you know? And I was like, so I'm not buying those fucking foam things. Oh, but that's the PC world, man, Brian. That's just, yeah. Every 2 months, a new computer, a new generation, and then the previous one, it's like obsolete. That's fucking Microsoft. And plus, I have Windows 11 and I don't like it. I'll probably go Linux. But I'm scared because Linux, I've heard Linux is like really complex. But we'll see what happens. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Yeah, and I reviewed it. I've covered that game a few times already. There's an entire review in there. How is the RPG library on the GameCube? I made a tier list in case you're interested a long time ago, and I ranked every single one of them because I have played every single one of them, even the Yu-Gi-Oh games, even the Pokemon games. And I didn't like them, of course, not my kind of games. But I played them in outside of Japan, released in North America. There's like 25, I believe, 24, 25. I ranked them all in a tier list. Yeah, we barely got any. But even Japan didn't get many, you know. I'm pretty sure... I'm convinced there are not even 50 JRPGs on the GameCube in existence in the entire fucking world. I'm fucking sure. Yeah, the GameCube was lame as fuck for JRPGs. Unlike the Super Nintendo and other Nintendo consoles, the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance has like over 100, you know. The Nintendo DS, hundreds, you know. But GameCube, fucking disaster, man. When it comes to JRPGs. So anyway, yeah, I did a tier list video and a top 10 like many years ago on GameCube, and I'll be streaming more GameCube JRPGs because I couldn't before with the previous laptop. The previous laptop, it should have been able to handle PS2 and GameCube emulation and original Xbox, but it didn't because I bought it used. This is brand new. With the previous laptop, I bought it used in Canada for like 400 Canadian dollars back then, which was like 300 and something US dollars. It was pretty cheap, but it was awesome, you know, and it was working great for the first couple of years. It worked fucking great for editing, streaming, you know, but like emulation and shit, for some reason, I tried. I downloaded the PS2 emulator, I downloaded Dolphin, and they never fucking worked on that laptop. And it had the requirements. Probably because the hard drive was already kind of busted since I bought it. Anyway, that's what happens when you buy used computers, especially laptops. They automatically have a problem, you know. Maybe it's like buying used cars, like used cars. I've never bought a car before, but you know what I mean, right? Never go Linux. Too many of the distros are run by people that hate the sake right now. Can you speak English, man? What is that? Distros? What the fuck is a distro? And people that hate the sake? Can anybody translate? Linux. It's not Linux? It isn't Linux? Okay. Fuck do I know, man. Linux. Okay, so Linux. Linux nowadays is a no-no? Okay. So should I stay to the super woke Microsoft? Okay, I'll do that. Oh man, I see that your new laptop webcam is less noisy than the old one, but a little bit blurrier, I think. Yeah, I already talked about the webcam, man. Yeah, it's a little bit more blurry, but there's noise reduction. Yeah, it's I'll buy a new webcam soon. Don't worry. Windows 10 for the win. I don't know, I probably have to, if Windows 11 starts pissing me off, I'll probably uninstall it and reinstall Windows 10. Distro describes a certain operating system based on Linux, like Ubuntu for... Oh, so okay. Don't listen to these people, says Prater. They don't know what they're talking about. Linux, Cache OS, and Nvidia just works for most things. That's the PC world game. The PC world for you. 50-50. Half the world are in favor of one thing, the other half is like... Windows XP. Are you going to buy the new Trails game coming out in February? Nope. I don't buy modern games anymore. Only indies. And if they are like politics free, you know? But no. First, I'll make sure that the Trails in the Sky remake is politics free, and then I'll buy it. But if it isn't, we'll see. Because Trails Through Daybreak was fucking awful, man. Awful. Horrible. NIS America destroyed the story, the characters, and not only that, they pissed all over them. They killed them, buried them, and pissed on their graves. I'll probably forget about that, Praetor. But thanks for the advice. I'm 100% sure I won't remember that. But thanks. Is Final Fantasy V worth it? Yes. I'm not the biggest fan of it because I got to a point where the job system kind of turned me off, so I never finished the game. But yeah, I think it's a good game. I think it's a bit underrated though. I don't think it gets the attention it probably deserves. Think it's a good game? Yeah. But that's NIS America shit, not Falcom. Yeah, I know. Actually, I made a comparison with the translation. There was a scene when the characters are in the car, and I recorded that scene. I just don't have it here. No, I think it's probably still in the PS5. So I recorded a scene where the characters are talking in the car, and they're like, this red hair guy? What was the name of that guy? I already forgot his name. Who's the guy's name? The fucking... Well, one character was, in the... there's a translation that was done years ago by a team called... A fan translation called Zero Field, So I made a comparison of that conversation from the NIS America translation to the Zero Field translation, and the difference was abysmal, man. Horrible. What NIS America did is Falcom should fucking sue them. If I was Falcom, I would fucking sue them, man. I would cut ties with NIS America. I can't believe they did that. They were talking about, racism, in the conversation. And so, in the script, in the translation by Zero Field, it was just like, oh yeah, the guys from the North are like a bunch of elitists, and there's some racism issues, and that's it. And then Agnes, the blondie girl, explains to... what's the name of the girl? The Fairy? I think it's Fairy. Oh my god. Anyway, so Fairy asks, what's he talking about? And Agnes says, well, there's problems like that, but here in Calvard, we don't have that problem, because there's people from all over the world here. So it's basically a multicultural nation, right? So that's it. That's the conversation. But do you want to know what NIS America did? No. It wasn't just saying, oh, the North, they have a lot of elitism and racism. No. They said, no, the fucking North are a bunch of fucking racists and I want to kill them because of their white supremacy and shit. NIS America. No. I can't believe it, man. And that's just what I'm telling you, it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's fucking horrible. Do not buy that fucking game, man. Die Hard Trails fans, I'm a Die Hard, forget about that fucking game. Or try to play the Zero Field translation on PC. That's the best. NIS America is fucking garbage. I have more respect for Atlus now. With NIS America... Thankfully, I didn't see anything of the sort on East 10. Maybe because East 10 was translated before or by a different team. I don't know. But anyway, East 10, I didn't do like a 100%. I didn't do all side quests. There's probably something, but the main story, East 10, nothing of the sort. Thankfully. Thankfully. I'm about to review that game. I already wrote my review of East 10, coming out in probably a week or two. Be patient. Anyway, Nice America, fuck you. Fuck you, kiss my fucking ass. You guys are fucking evil. That's fucking evil, man. Fucking evil. Trails Through Daybreak. That's the game I'm talking about. It's horrible. Fucking horrible translation, man. They ruined it. Yeah, man, it's fucking terrible. I quit. I can't stand playing it. I was like 20 hours in, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I just fucking can't. I'm fucking furious, man. I rage quit in the game because of the translation, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about something positive now. Keep asking your questions. I needed to get that out of my system. Thanks. Is PSP retro? 81% yes, 19% no. I'm gonna keep the poll for a little bit more, but I think it's most people can agree that PSP is officially retro. What about the Nintendo DS? Well, I guess no one's gonna have a problem with the Nintendo DS being retro. What about PS3 though? What about PS3, man? So that's PSP. Can you see that? I've always wondered if you can see that. Can you see the poll results here? Or is that just for me? You can see this? Okay, cool. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. Alright. Yeah, we can all agree Nintendo DS is retro. I mean, I think it's even more retro than PSP. It looks more retro. So, start poll. 3! I'll make it better. Are PS3 and Xbox 360 retro? Forget about the Wii. Wii, I think it needs its own... There we go. How about you? Start voting. All right. So. I don't know what you're trying to ask, as usual. Will the SWI games in Xanadu next be on your radar now? Yeah, let me explain something about what's gonna happen in the upcoming months. Now that I've gotten a new laptop, and now that I realized I can stream a lot of games that I couldn't before. So, I don't want to get too overwhelmed with things. Like, trust me, when I got the laptop, I was like a little kid. Like, I wanted to do everything. All the emulators, all the Steam games, all the whatever, Let's try PS3, let's try PS4. Blah, 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 blah. And then I got a headache, and I got insomnia, and I couldn't sleep, and I was like, I gotta chill. I got to chill. I gotta take it one step at a time. So, I downloaded 3DS emulator. It works. PS2 fucking works. Dolphin, which reads GameCube and Wii, fucking works, and Dreamcast, it works. So assuming, now that I know for a fact those emulators work, I can slowly work my way around previous emulators. I tried downloading the PS3 emulator, it didn't work, but I'm pretty sure I did something wrong. I needed to install the BIOS and the interface, and that worked, but not properly. Like, I fucked up. Okay, I need to follow a tutorial to properly install the PS3 emulator and make it work. I'll fuck with that, probably next week. But what I wanted to say to you guys is that be patient. I can't do everything at once, and I shouldn't. I gotta take it one step at a time. I gotta make sure, the emulators that I got, work properly on stream. I already did a Nintendo 3DS stream a couple of days ago on Twitch. Worked wonders, but I noticed that a lot of ROMs, which are called CIAs, or CIAs, they're called CIA. they don't work because they need to be decrypted and shit, you know. And I tried one. Somebody recommended a game called Beyond the Labyrinth by Triace, and it was fucking terrible. I was like, well, it's not my type of game. It's a dungeon crawler in first person. I was like, no, not for me. But I had to decrypt that, you know. So, long story short, I need to find out all the ups and downs of every emulator, what works, what doesn't, what's the best this for this, what's the best that, you know, for this game, what do I do? Like, when I was playing Path of Radiance, you know, I unplugged the laptop, you know, even though it was fully charged, and the stream was fine, but the emulator fucked up, you know, it glitched, it froze, you know, so I didn't know that. So I'm gonna have to, like, fuck around a little bit with the emulators that I currently have. And once I know all of the ups and downs, or at least most of the ups and downs for those, you know, I'll probably start fucking with RetroArch and Steam and PS3, you know, just one thing at a time. Right now, I'm fine with what I got right now, okay? So, be patient, you know, I'll get to Steam games, of course, I'll get to PS3 if it works, Wii U maybe. Maybe I can finally play Xenoblade Chronicles X, the original version, because I just don't trust the remaster in Nintendo. I trust Monolith Soft, but yeah, translations and localizations nowadays, you know, I've had it with them. So, we'll see, right? Just be patient. But to answer your question, man, yes, you know, I'll get to those games. Those games will now be on my radar, and a crap ton of other Steam games, you know. But not like right now, like fucking tomorrow. No, you know, I gotta like take it easy. Plus, I don't want to overwhelm the laptop. Remember, it's got a 512 SSD, and if I start downloading all emulators and a bunch of Steam games and a million, it's gonna fuck out. I'm gonna have to buy a new hard drive or something, you know. So be patient. I'll figure it out. I'll get to those games. I'll get to those emulators. I'll get to Steam. That's my update. Mega Man Legend. That's a good game, especially the second one. PS3 may give you troubles, although the developers release an update that speeds up a lot of mini games. Okay. Yeah, I haven't fucked that much with the PS3 emulator. It's called RCPS3 or something like that. Or RPC or something like that, you know. Yeah, I'll figure it out next week. I'll start doing some tests next week when it comes to PS3 and 360. But for now, let's be patient, you know. I need to stream a little bit more games from the emulators that are currently working. The Dreamcast is a pain in the ass, you know. We found out on a stream that I did on Twitch that it's kind of tricky, you know, the Dreamcast emulator. It kind of sucks, the one that I got. Brian here told me that RetroArch is better for Dreamcast. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. You can confirm that Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Translation was not altered. The game isn't out. How can you confirm that? Do you work at Monolith Soft or Nintendo of America or something? How can you confirm that? Get a US drive to store your ESOs. Yeah, I have a bunch of them. Micro SDs and shit. No, space isn't a problem, you know. If I run out of space, I'll just buy something else. Don't worry about that. Is Langrisser worth it? The old ones. Good question. It's just the remasters of Langrisser 1 and 2 are so good. Sure, the graphics, the in-game graphics, the art style is fucking beautiful, especially if you use the original art style. It looks fucking great, you know. But the in-game graphics, they look like a phone game, like a mobile game from like 7 years ago, you know. But if you can overlook that, yes, the Langrisser remasters are like remixed. They aren't remixed. They aren't remastered. They're remakes. They were completely remade from scratch. Yeah, pretty worth it, right? But since they're so good, it makes it kind of pointless to go back to the Genesis ones. So unless you like have a really strong preference for like really old graphics and hardcore gameplay mechanics, because the games are fucking brutal on the Genesis, yes, they're still worth playing. The soundtrack is phenomenal, you know. So yeah, I will still recommend the old Langrisser games, no problem. Yes, I meant Xenoblade Chronicles X, not the one from 4 years ago. Yeah, X is getting a remaster next year. Fucking inconsistent volume here. But this is normal. This is not has nothing to do with the new laptop or anything. Keep in mind, I can only vouch for Land Greaser 1 and 2. Those are the ones that I played. Original versions and remakes. I've never played Land Greaser 3, 4, or 5. Never. I don't even know if they're fan translated. They probably are. But I don't know, man. Do you have any games on Steam that you want to play? Yeah, a lot. Like the Zwei games from Falcom, you know, Fear and Hunger. A lot of your recommendations, a lot of the games that you guys have recommended to me throughout the years, like I want to play them, you know, but time. Yeah, I already have that, Brian. Don't worry about space. It's okay to treat me as a bit of an amateur and a noob at some things when it comes to PC, but come on, I'm not that big of a noob. Yeah, but don't expect me to stream Fear and Hunger. I think the game is prohibited here on YouTube. You can't even stream it. I don't even know. How's the poll going? Are PS3 and Xbox 360 retro? 61% yes, 39% no. I thought it was gonna be the other way around. Now, you want my answer right now? They don't feel retro to me yet. PS3 and Xbox 360, they just don't. Maybe in a few years, but right now, they don't feel retro to me yet. But, you know, apparently most people think they are retro already. Wii is like 50-50, like, I don't know. Some games feel retro, others don't. I don't know about the Wii. Land Greaser 3 and 5 are currently... not fan translated. Oh, fuck. So 4 is? 4 is? That's weird. Why will someone bother translating 4 and not 3? Why not make them in order? That's giving me OCD, man. Why did you skip? It's like when they translated Growlancer 6. I was like, no, Growlancer 1 should have been translated first. PS3 isn't retro? What the fuck? I am retro then? You can have your own opinion. Have you ever heard of that word? Opinion? Do you know what that means? You don't need to freak out saying, what the fuck? But if it's retro to you, then good for you. It isn't to me. Good for me, right? We can still live with that, can we? I think there's a streamer mode that censors all the naughty bits. In like Fear and Hunger, but I'm not, dude, I'm against censorship. I don't want to censor anything. I'm not doing that. There's also a streamer mode on Twitch. And some games, Mirror 2, for example. Mirror 2. Super sexy game. The game itself has a streamer mode built into it. I didn't use it, no, I did a full playthrough of that game last year on Twitch, nothing happened, and I streamed the game the first couple of hours here on YouTube, like 5-6 months ago, and nothing happened, so that game's fine, but Fear and Hunger, I think it's like more hardcore, especially when it comes to blood and gore, you know, so I don't know if I'll be able to stream it. We'll see what happens. You need to try... what? Wait, fuck. I already answered that, Marlon, but 20 years, I think 20 years, maybe 22 years, 21, 22 years for me to consider something as retro. That's just me, though. Mother 2 and 3, haven't played them. Well, 2 is Earthbound, right? On the Super Nintendo. I played that and I don't like that game, but I promise to give it a last chance. I'll stream that game and we'll see if it convinces me. If the first couple of hours of Earthbound don't convince me, then I will declare myself not a hater, but more like I don't like Earthbound, period. I've been giving a lot of second or third chances to some RPGs in the past few years, and most of them didn't convince me. I was like, nope. Like Nights in the Nightmare, people have been trying to convince me. Resonance of Fate, people have been trying to convince me, hey, the game's good, give it a chance, fucking great. And no, sorry, I don't like it. If it's great to you, good for you, but I don't fucking like them. And I'm done. I'm done with Nights in the Nightmare. I'm done with Resonance of Fate. I don't fucking care. But Earthbound, I want to give it a third and final chance. Maybe I'll finally be able to get into it. But if I don't, then I'm gonna be done with it. But I'm not gonna hate on it. I can hate Nights in the Nightmare, because I still think the game's bad. But Resonance of Fate, all I can keep doing is complaining about it, but I don't hate it. Oh, well, maybe I do. Anyway. A question, what happened to your second stream of Yakuza 0? I didn't download it, man. The cabaret minigame, right? Oh, fuck, man. Yeah. I completely forgot to download it from Twitch, and it deleted it. Twitch deleted the stream after... Twitch deletes every fucking stream in existence 15 days later. I think it's a month from, for other Twitch streamers, like the big ones, But, yeah, I fucked up, man. Totally forgot to download it, and now it's gone. But the others, that they were there, like the Aiki Tusen, it's already there on my second channel. The first Yakuza 0 stream, second channel, YouTube second channel. The Super Mario World hack, that was a blast. It's already there on my second channel. Thanks. Yeah, the cabaret mini game on Yakuza 0, I already beat it. I beat the whole thing. It took me like 10 hours, but I fucking loved it. Great fucking minigame. The best fucking minigame ever. Period. Love it. But yeah, sorry, Gungrave. Fuck, yeah, I was like, fuck. I checked and he was gone. I was like, no! I didn't back it up. Yeah. Anyway, what's left? The Odin Sphere PS4 final bosses stream. I got that one. Don't worry. I backed it up. Is the versus episode today PS3 versus Xbox 360? No, can you not read? Read the question, man. But actually, the versus episode today involves a PS3 game. I thought you got a copyright strike on Twitch. Now, I think the only way to get a copyright strike on Twitch is to use licensed music, from bands, But if you do something horrible, super extreme, like showing your dick, or if you're a girl showing your nipples, that gets you copyright strikes, But no. So I have everything backed on Twitch, Let me go to my Twitch channel right this very same moment and see what game is up for deletion. Next, in 3 days, is the Amedama game that I played. That's the demo. That's a really good fucking game by Acquire. That I will probably get at some point and review it. So that's the next one. But apart from the Yakuza 0 cabinet minigame stream, all the others are backed. They're already there on my second channel, or they will be at some point. So don't worry. You created the versus thing, isn't it? What do you mean? Are you trying to say, yeah, I'm the creator of the versus episodes? Why, don't tell me other YouTubers already ripping me off. Why would they rip that idea off? It's an unsuccessful idea. Anyway, so we're not doing the versus episode right now, don't worry. Half hour. Just a little bit more. The versus episodes. What are you trying to ask, Red Miller? What's your question, man? I don't understand. Radiata Stories versus Suikoden 2? What? Nah, I still don't have a match for Lost Odyssey. It's not gonna be Lost Odyssey. What's ST? S/T. What's that, Anthony? What is the oldest RPG you love? My first one. Final Fantasy Legend 2, which is basically Saga 2 on the Game Boy. That. Or Super Mario RPG, you know. Oh, you were recommending them for Marlon. Oh, okay. Do you feel generally about all the Final Fantasy re-releases? I love the old ones. But don't you think they're a bit much with it? Yes, they are. I think it's become an issue. Obviously, nowadays there's too many remasters and remakes and whatnot. But Final Fantasy, I think, has a big problem. It's like they remaster them or remake them every few years. I mean, remakes, remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call them, we're already there doing the Game Boy Advance. Well, we got one on... Okay, so... Fucking Final Fantasy games were there on Famicom and Super Famicom, right? And Super Nintendo and shit. And then PS1 came out, remasters, remakes. And then PSP, more remasters and remakes. And then, what was it, like Game Boy Advance, more remasters and remakes. And then now Switch and PS4, more remasters and remakes. Now the Pixel remasters. And like, dude, it's like every few years, fucking Square Enix needs to remaster them or remake them again. And yeah, it's like the epitome, right? Not the epitome. What's the opposite of epitome? It's like, sure, a lot of video game companies and a lot of developers and studios are remastering and remaking their old games, but for most of them are like it's the first time, or maybe just the second time, but in a like 20 or 30 years lifespan, you know, or span. But Final Fantasy is like, dude. And Dragon Quest seems to be going in the same direction. It's just fucking Square Enix, man. Keeps milking everything over and over again. Like, how many versions are there already of Final Fantasy 1? There's like 10 of them. So yeah, I think it's definitely a problem. The rock bottom, thanks. The rock bottom, the bottom of the barrel. You know, it's just that. It's Final Fantasy, and I get it's the most successful JRPG series of all time. You know, the most popular. So it's milkable. From a business point of view, I will milk it too, but I will milk it that much. Take Final Fantasy X, for example. Final Fantasy X and X-2. PS2 games, and then remasters on the PS3, remasters on the PS Vita, remasters on Steam, remasters on PS4, remasters on Switch. Where's the PS5 remaster? I hope that never happens, because come on, enough is enough, but it will happen. Knowing fucking Square Enix, it will fucking happen. So yeah, it's not, they need every single Final Fantasy game available on every single fucking console in existence. When the PS6 comes out, and the Xbox Series whatever, you know, in the second Nintendo game, you bet your ass we'll see more remasters of those fucking games. So, yeah. If you think like me, just don't consume them, don't buy them. Just stick to one version, particularly the old versions, and that's it. If you want to stick with the Pixel remasters, which has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, stick to those and fuck the rest. You know, it's just insane. I think it's insane, yeah. But then again, Square Enix is freaking insane. We already know that. Thank you, Newcom. Thanks a bunch, man. He says, glad you were liking your new laptop. I'm not 100% in love with it, but it's got some ups and downs. Long before you joined, I told the cons and pros of it, and it's like 50-50, you know? But we'll see how it goes. Were you lucky enough to get a review code for Fantasian Neo Dimension? No, I don't get review codes from companies anymore. I'm blacklisted. And Square Enix only sends me Star Ocean codes for some reason. They send me nothing else. Yeah, I don't get review codes, man. I'm blacklisted from all those companies. Namco, Atlus, NIS America now, Square Enix. Anyway, it's not that I want their fucking review codes anyway. How's the poll going? So 81 votes. Wow, look at that. Are PS3 and Xbox 360 retro? 58% yes, 42% no. Well, the consensus here in the chat is a bit more towards yes, so... But Dragon Quest is there. Square Enix is a lot of things. It's not just Final Fantasy. Anyway. Mario RPG is great. The remake is just as great. I fucking love the remake. Only problem with the remake is that it's too easy. There's an easy, normal, and hard mode. And I don't even remember if the hard mode is available or you gotta beat the game once to unlock it. But anyway, Super Mario RPG on normal mode is super easy. It's just 10 times easier than the original Super Nintendo version, which didn't have any difficulty settings, by the way. Yeah, it's crazy. Square Enix knows that I like the Star Ocean 3 plot twist. Oh, so I defend that, so they like me because of that. What remake is better than the original? Well, Super Mario RPG, I don't know. Like, I think both versions are equally amazing. I'm not sure which one I like more. But speaking about Star Ocean, the second story R, that's just fucking great. Definitely, man. Don't take me wrong, I like the original PS1 game. I like it a lot, but the remake of Star Ocean 2 is like far superior in almost everything. It's just insanely good, man. What else? Yeah, but Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is like not exactly a remake, not 100% a remake. It's like 80% remastered, 20% remake. But yes, it's better than the Wii version. Let's put it this way, remake or remaster, whatever, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is far superior. Well, I wouldn't say far superior, but it's superior to the original Wii version. That's just my opinion. Chrono Cross. Okay, yes, I'm gonna say yes. The Chrono Cross remaster is better than the original because it added a lot of quality of life features. It looks beautiful since they fixed it. Okay, when it came out, my answer would have been no because it had a lot of frame rate and performance issues. But Square Enix fixed all of that, right? And now it plays on 1080p, 60 frames per second, stable. So the PS4 version, at least, I don't know about the Switch version or the Steam version. I can only vouch for the PS4 version. And I do have a physical copy of on the Switch, but I haven't opened it because I have it digital on PS4. So that's the one that I played and I can vouch for. So Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition on PS4, it's better than the PS1 original game. But in most things, not in all of them. Okay, problem number one, that Chrono Cross, the CGI cutscenes weren't remastered. And they look fucking horrible in the Radical Dreamers Edition. So that's 1 point down in favor of the original PS1 version. And obviously the translation was, well, a couple of lines were altered for the remaster, but just a couple of them. It's not like Trails Through Daybreak, you know, where almost the entire script was altered. No, it was just a few things that Square Enix of America found offensive. And but it's just the bare minimum, right? So yeah, I will say the remaster of Chrono Cross is better than the original PS1 version, but not in everything, just in most things. Okay. What else? I'm gonna roll here. Chrono Trigger, that's not a remake, man. It's just a port. It's not even a remaster. Chrono Trigger on the Nintendo DS is just a port. They just put the game on the Nintendo DS, and that's it. That's all they did. Not a port, not a remaster, not a remake. It's just a port. And I haven't played that much. I can't compare. I can compare Chrono Trigger PS1 versus Super Nintendo, but they're just ports. Like, it kind of doesn't fit in today's question, you know. The question is more about like remakes and remasters. Trials of Mana remake is better than the original, says JA. You know what? I kind of agree, because I always felt the battle mechanics and the controls in the original Super Nintendo version are kind of outdated. The graphics, untouchable. The music, untouchable. The story is the same. It was expanded in the remake. But the combat is just good on the Super Nintendo, but it didn't age very well. And now the remake is much better. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Trials of Mana remake is better than the original, but again, in some areas, okay? Not in all of areas. It's just that pixel art and those 16-bit graphics, man. Trials of Mana is one of the most beautiful fucking games on the Super Nintendo, man. And yeah, the remake is just as beautiful. And Angela, I know, right? But, you know. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of with you. In most areas, the remake is better than the original. Fire Emblem Echoes is far better than Fire Emblem Gaiden. Well, that's another one. Yeah, that's a great fucking remake. So is Shadow Dragon. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon is much better in most areas than the original. The one thing... Well, I know the art style was a bit ugly in the remake on the Nintendo DS. But it's not like the art style in the Famicom game was prettier, you know? So, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I think Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Fire Emblem Echoes are far superior than the original Famicom games, Fire Emblem 1 and 2. I'll give you that. I'm 100% in agreement. Is Misa from Death Note your type of woman? No, not really. She's a fucking poser, man. Misa, I think... Misa is the blondie girl, right? I haven't watched the anime in a long time. Even though, you know what I'm wearing right now? That's what I'm wearing right now. A Death Note hoodie. I got it as a birthday gift. I'm not really that big of a fan of Death Note, but I like the anime. My brother knew that, so he gifted this to me on my birthday this year. I was like, okay, great, thanks. So I'm wearing it. So is Misa the idol, the gothic Lolita, the pseudo-gothic? Because there's nothing gothic about her at all. She just dresses like a gothic girl, but she's not fucking gothic at all. She's a fucking idiot, man. I hate her. I hate that character, man. And she never grew on me. It's not like I hate this character and then halfway through the anime she grew on. No, I fucking hate that character the entire anime. Fuck Misa. She's that? Okay, so yeah, I don't like that character, man. She's a poser, man. You know what a poser means, right? Do you know what a poser is? Poser is somebody that poses as something they're not. Like non-binaries. Fucking posers, man. That doesn't exist. But no, it's more of about cultural thing. It's a cultural thing, you know. More like about like being like those fucking girls wearing Metallica t-shirts or Nirvana t-shirts. And they only know like one fucking song. Oh, I see you're a fan of Nirvana. Great band, right? Yeah, I love Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, what about In Bloom? I haven't heard that song. Aneurysm? Nope. Have you listened to other albums? Oh, they have more than one album? That's a fucking poser, and that's Misa from Death Note. She's a fuck. It's that metal, baby metal, whatever, that fucking band. You know that band from Japan? Baby Metal? What, is that the name of the band? Fucking... I don't care if their music is great. I'm not criticizing how the music sounds. The songs are probably fucking great, right? But that's a poser band. The girls are not really metalheads. They're just fucking idols. You know, that some fucking producer put together to sing metal music. It's just not, right? Though that's a poser band. That's my rant on Misa from Death Note. By the way, is it baby metal? Or is it metal baby? I don't know. You're welcome, Tataki. Tatakai. I love it when someone asks me like a random question, just give me a simple yes and or no, Erick, and I fucking rant my ass off, you know, or I give you a monologue. Sometimes I can't help it, guys. That's who I am. Anyway. Baby metal, yeah. Horrible. Ys Chronicles games are not better than the TurboGrafx 16 versions, in my opinion. I kind of disagree with that. I think the PSP remakes are far better than the any other version out there, you know. But yeah, the TurboGrafx 16 version of Ys 1 and 2, that will be my second best, you know. So I'm not gonna try to convince you. If you were saying Ys Chronicles on PSP is inferior to Ys 1 and 2 on Master System, I'll fight you to death. But TurboGrafx 16 versions are like pretty damn good, man. Better than the Nintendo DS remake. There's also a Nintendo DS remake, believe it or not, of Ys 1 and 2. Your monologues is why I enjoy your Q&As. Can't help it. Can't help it. I like talking. Some people prefer Final Fantasy X PS2 and don't like the Final Fantasy X HD remaster. You know what? I only played the PS3 remaster. Yeah, it was the PS3 version. And it looked alright to me. You know, not much of a difference between... I would like to play the PS4 remaster. To look at those graphics in 1080p, 60 frames per second, 60 fraps. Is the remaster on PS4 60 fraps? I don't even know. Anyway... yes, that's right, the Nintendo DS remake of Ys 1 and 2, the bumping mechanic is gone. You can do this like in a la Zelda, like... That looked like something else, didn't it? Did you think story in Strange Journey is peak on SMT series? Peak as it is the best fucking story in the entirety of the Megami Tensei series? No. But it's still fucking great. It's one of the best stories. A lot of people praise Strange Journey precisely because of the story. A lot. It's like Xenogears. It's like whenever you discuss Xenogears with someone, it's like the story. And you see all of these YouTubers, I haven't seen their videos, you know, but I've seen the title of their videos, like saying that Strange Journey is like a masterpiece with the best SMT game, like one of the best, blah, 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 and I'm like, you know, video games are more than stories, right? Well, okay, maybe the people who made those videos are really into dungeon crawlers in first person and long-ass labyrinths and random encounters and annoying puzzles. I respect that, I'm not. So, here's my answer. In terms of story, I think Strange Journey is one of the best Shin Megami Tensei games ever made, period. Peak, like you say. But in terms of gameplay mechanics, like it's honestly one of the worst I've played. But it's still a great game. I still gave it an 8.2 in my blog. 8.2. And that means the game is recommended, it's great, and if you're into dungeon crawlers in first person, you should play it. But it's not not even in my top 10, man. Let's see, what's my top 10? Leaving Persona games aside. Number 1... number 1, Devil Survivor. Apocalypse will be number 2. Anyway, I can't think of my top 10 right now. 5 will probably be number 3. I think Shin Megami Tensei 4 is a better game than Strange Journey. Actually, in all areas, even in story, but I have never finished either game, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. What is the game that features Dante? That's Nocturne. Shin Megami Tensei 3. Haven't played Fantasian, Anthony. The Dante one? Nocturne is really good. It's very fucking hard. And it's got a lot of annoying dungeons. A lot of them, you know, but it's a great fucking game. Nocturne is a must play, especially the remaster. The remaster, speaking about remasters or remakes that are better than the original, the remaster of Nocturne is like far superior. Except Dante is a DLC now. But I'm okay, I'm not a fan of Dante. And instead in the remaster we got Raidu Kusunoha. I'm fucking fine with that. Thank you. I'm not really a fan of Dante or Devil May Cry. Did you play Soul Hackers 1? Yes, sir. I have the remake. Well, it's a remaster. Ah, these fucking names, man. Remaster. The 3DS. That's the one that I have. Loved it. Actually, Soul Hackers 1 and Persona Q, the first one, those are the only 2 dungeon crawlers in first person I've ever finished in my life. All the others, I've abandoned them. Yeah, I even abandoned Zangi Zero. But that's a game that I would like to finish one day, to make it my 3rd. You know, but that's a really unique video game. I'd like to finish that one day, but it's so exhausting, man. It's just the dungeon crawling in first person puts me off so bad. I didn't even finish Persona Q2. I was like, no, fuck this, no. What is the best Megami Tensei game to play? Marlon Gutierrez. You know, I have a video. In case you're interested in watching it, I ranked all of the SMT games, including the Persona games, from worst to best. All of them, except the ones that never left Japan. I know some of them are fan-translated, but I didn't include those, just the ones that were released in North America. And there's a lot of games, obscure games that nobody knows, like Devil Kids, what was the name? Demi Kids, you know? Yeah, watch that video, man. I made that was a 2-year-old ranking. I think it was like 2.5 years old. Probably made it around April of 2022. I think it was April, anyway. Watch that video. Yuzo Koshiro. He's fucking great, I know that. I'm not sure which Shin Megami Tensei game is good to start, man. They're all fucking hard. Maybe Soul Hackers 2 is one of the easiest. If you want to get into SMT the easy way, Soul Hackers 2 is a good place to start. But then again, that's a game that doesn't quite feel like a Shin Megami Tensei game. Maybe that's why it doesn't have the name. When it was released, they just called it Soul Hackers 2. Not Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers 2. No, it was just Soul Hackers 2. I don't know why. And yeah, you play it in a lot of areas. Doesn't quite feel like an SMT game, but it's still SMT, man. So Soul Hackers 2 is a good place to start the easy way. But the best way to start will probably be 5, maybe. You know, 5 got a lot of people into the series. Original 5, like I haven't played Vengeance, I don't even know. Right? I can recommend 5 as a good place to start, but keep in mind that's fucking hardcore. 5, even on easy mode, is gonna kick your fucking ass. Nocturne will also be a good place to start, but you got the problem with the dungeons that are like fucking horrible. Some of them, a lot of dead ends, random encounters. But the game's fucking amazing, Nocturne. So, man, if you want to start with the hardest, start with that one or with Strange Journey. Those are the hardest. Or you can also start with you know what? I made a video. Now that I think about it, I didn't remember. But now that I remember, I made a video about where to start in SMT. Check it out. Ease Strategy. I'm gonna stream that fucking game. Now that I have a new laptop, expect more worst JRPGs streams. Lunar Dragon Song, I'm looking at you. Dying to stream you fucking piece of shit. Metabots Infinity on GameCube. Oh boy. Virtual High Life. Ah ha ha. Yeah, Baroque. Fucking Baroque, man. Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna have a blast streaming those fucking games, man. Yeah. Quest 64, I already streamed that. Quest 64 was episode 7 or 8, if I'm not mistaken. I already streamed that, Mr. Kid. It's there. Highlight 3D. There's a game called Highlight 3D. I don't know about that one. I know Highlight on NES, which is terrible. I know Super Highlight on Genesis, terrible. And then there's Virtual Highlight. Ugh. That's the worst RPG ever made, in my opinion. The worst. Time and Eternity, I don't know. I haven't fucked around with the... I haven't messed with the PS3 emulator. But yeah, if I make the PS3 emulator work on this laptop, oh yeah, I'm streaming Time and Eternity. Yeah. Blaze and Blade PS1. Here we go. Virtual Highlight, yeah. What else? Woo, yeah, we got a bunch of them. We got a lot of them, people. We got a lot. A lot of streams to come. A lot of worst fucking horrible games. Okay, so look at that poll, man. Are PS3 and Xbox 360 retro? Yes, 52%. No, it says 47, but that's a glitch YouTube has for the polls for some reason. It's minus 1%. Anyway, 47% based on 96 votes. So it seems like a lot of people are still on the fence when it comes to PS3 and Xbox 360, like me. Like, I'm not really there yet. I just give it a couple of years, maybe in a couple of years. Maybe I could do a Wii poll, but nah, not today. Let's say that for the next Q&A. Yeah. Why couldn't we have gotten a real Lunar 3 instead of Dragon Song? Right? Right? You wanna know what's worse about that? Game Arts did it. It's not like, well, it was developed by a different company, right? But Game Arts was still there, supervising the project. So Game Arts gave Lunar Dragon Song a green light. For me, if it has HDMI, it's not retro yet. Good. That's a good one. Yeah, Vicente, I streamed Dragon Ball Fusions a couple of days ago. Just for like half an hour. It was fun, really fun. And Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on PS4, Switch, that's a really good one. Xbox One, that's a really good game. Those are the only two Dragon Ball RPGs I can vouch for. Because there's Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans on the Nintendo DS, developed by Monolith Soft. That's fucking great. That's my top 3 Dragon Ball RPGs. Wow, I already streamed that, Donsk. I streamed Tales of Symphonia on PS3. That was ages ago, like 5 years ago. I already did that. We could do that, Asia, hopefully. Legacy of Goku 2. I haven't played that. People keep telling me it's a really good game on the Game Boy Advance. Haven't played that. I played a Dragon Ball and SNES RPG, fan translated. Do a poll for NES. Nah. Really? Freezer is in Attack of Science? Well, Attack of Science. It's called Attack of Science. You know, it's like about Raditz and Vegeta, Nappa. You know, of course, Freezer was not gonna be there. I don't know why Monolith Soft never developed a sequel, though. Beats me, to be honest. Anyway, you shouldn't spoil the ending of the games, man. How were the graphics of Jeanne d'Arc on PS5 compared to PSP? Phenomenal. The graphics look freaking awesome on the PS5 version. Yeah. SNES versus Genesis. Which one has the best tactical JRPGs? Considering like 90% of them never left Japan, I don't know. How many strategy RPGs are on the Super Nintendo that did come out of Japan? 2, Ogre Battle, and that's it. And Genesis, what? What's their Shining Force 1 and 2? That's it. Langrisser. So, because of that, Genesis wins. But if we're counting like Japanese exclusives, this Super Nintendo has Bahamut Lagoon, which is fucking great. Better than Shining Force 1 and 2, man, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I already mentioned the specs of my new laptop, Kowanoka, like an hour ago. What would you do if someone gave you a copy of Dragon Age Veilguard? I will probably set it on fire and make a video about it, and burning it. And that will probably be the end of my YouTube career. Because YouTube will be like, nope, you can't set something on fire. You know, especially not a woke game. So, demonetized, that's it. Dude, I can't keep pissing YouTube off more and more. I've crossed the line way too many times. It's time to chill. What's your opinion on East 10? I'm about to review East 10 in an upcoming video in a week or two. Wait for that. Hey! So, we got the versus episode of today. Alright? So... Wait a second. Can I make the poll? Okay. Alright everybody, so today we got Eternal Sonata versus Baten Kaitos. Any version, this is on 360 and PS3. This is on GameCube and Switch. I don't know if it's on Steam though, let me know. The only thing these two games have in common is that they were developed by the same developer, Tree Crescendo, which no longer exists. Although, keep in mind, Baten Kaitos was also co-developed by your favorite company, Monolith Soft, creators of Xenoblade Chronicles. So there we go. Start poll. There we go. I don't expect a lot of votes though. These are games that I don't think they're obscure. They are not hidden gems, you know, but they're kind of like underrated. Like not a lot of people have played them. But Baten Kaitos is on Switch, you know. First Baten Kaitos, this Baten Kaitos, okay, not Origins, this. This is the game in question versus Eternal Sonata. That. Start voting. Marlon. I have a second channel here on YouTube, link in the description. And I also have a Twitch channel. You will find links to both in the description of this stream right now below me. Okay. No Donsk. As you can see, it's not deserted. We've done a crap ton of episodes on Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Mana. Come on. No poll on my end. You can't see the poll? Or you're not gonna poll because you haven't played. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. Refresh if you can't see the poll. You hear Baten Kaitos is good? What are you talking about? It's a fucking piece of shit, man. We're talking about two of the worst JRPGs of all time here. You hear it's good? Who did you hear that from? Fucking awful. What an idiot. Whoever told you these games were good, what a fucking loser, man. You want to see good? Play East Strategy. Nights in the Nightmare. Shadow Tower. Tracia. Those are masterpieces. But Baten Kaitos Eternal... What the fuck? Newcom says, I voted for Baten Kaitos. The battle card systems was great. And over a byte of strategy along with the randomness, plus the story and plot twists are far superior to Eternal Sonata. Okay. Daryl says Eternal Sonata wins for me. The battle mechanics are so unique that it deserves this win. Baten Kaitos is just as unique though, but... yeah. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Let me look at my blog. Higher. Oh my god. What? Oh, I got into the can't find it because, you know, YouTube hides the results. I can't even fucking... I can't find my own blog on Google. Can you believe that? Maybe like this. Can't find it. This is fucking great. Awesome. Can't find my own blog. Great. Thank you, Google, for hiding me from your search results. Can't fucking find it, man. Wow. Okay, finally found it. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck you, Google. Kiss my fucking ass. For hiding me. What a pain in the ass it was to find my own blog. Okay, now I saw. Wait, any other... I'm a hidden gem. I'm hard to find. I'm rare. Button Kaitos. I'm not sure I like this new webcam. Anyway, it's what I got. Anybody else? Yeah, but explain why. Why are you choosing one over the other? You got like 10 minutes. But Tenkaitos is your favorite game of all time. Can you explain why, Jorge? Yes, Asia, Trails. I made a video called 10 JRPGs that overstay their welcome. About franchises! Yeah, Trails. Trails is one of them. Like there's Final Fantasy. Dragon Quest. God damn it. Ibnu says Batten Kaitos all the way, baby. I like the card-based battle system and also the artwork is awesome. It's a really beautiful game, I'll give you that. Mystery Kid says Eternal Sonata is good with its unique ideas of having a real-world personality be the center of attention in a fantasy setting and see who react in what world. The battle system was decent and challenging. See who? Chopin? You mean Frederick Chopin, right? Okay. Alright. Our project says Batten Kaitos for me. Art style is so unique. It's the first time to have a JRPG. I don't think I can read your argument, Art Project. What the hell are you trying to say? Great, Alastor! Today is Batten Kaitos versus Eternal Sonata, not Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, man. Donsk says I voted Batten Kaitos just because I played more Batten Kaitos than Eternal Sonata. The battle system in Batten Kaitos is so original. The story till the point I played both is better than Batten Kaitos. Okay. I could make an entire video on that question alone, Asia. JRPG bosses that I thought were gonna be hard but ended up being easy. A lot of them. That should be a video. I mean, anybody can make that video. Even you. If you play your fair share of JRPGs, I'm pretty sure, you know, you can make... There's always that one boss that you thought it was gonna be hard and it was fucking easy. And there's also the other way around. Tekka says, Eternal Sonata for me, I enjoy like the implementation of action into turn-based combat. I like the historical element, the music, and the characters. Cool. Come on, our project. The hell were you trying to say, man? It's pretty even, look at that. It's only been 42 votes though, but it's pretty fucking even. Is there any information about Baten Kaitos remaster? Well, you can't find that on the internet or something? It's good though, I can vouch for it. It's not great. It's not a great remaster, but it's decent. It's a decent remaster. Better than the Tales of Symphonia remaster. That's a great idea, Sora. That was a great fucking idea. That's the same reason why I dropped some games before. Like Adventure Academia. Adventure Academia. And I didn't ask for my pronouns though. But it was like type A, type B. Type A, type B, like no. I still had to play it because I got a review code. That was like 2 years ago though. Did you like Shadow Hearts 3? Yes, I did. I think it's a great game. It's the worst in the series, but it's a good game, man. Motoi Sakuraba is the composer of both games, Eternal Sonata and Baten Kaitos. That's right. That's really epic, Newcom. You're right about that. Is it almost my turn? Anybody else? Anybody else would like to say something? Fuck is this? Monochrome Mobius. Your favorite JRPGs with pre-rendered backgrounds? Well, the PS1 games, right? Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy VII, Star Ocean, the second story, Final Fantasy VIII. What else? What other JRPGs have pre-rendered backgrounds? There weren't that many, you know? Anyway. Saga Frontier 2. Oh, you're right. What is my rare RPG that I have on? I have a video called My Holy Grails. It's on my second channel. I showed all of my Holy Grails a couple of years ago in there. Chrono Cross has pre-rendered backgrounds? No? I don't remember. I don't really know much about pre-rendered backgrounds, you know. Sometimes I can't tell. Tales of Eternia? Really? I'm not sure, man. So, 46 votes. Can we make it to 50 votes, maybe? Yeah, I'm aware not a lot of people play these games. I knew what I was getting into. When I picked these two, I was like, yeah, not a lot of votes, but, you know, extremely underrated games, and more people need to play them. They're fucking amazing, both of them. That's not an unpopular opinion, man. Believe it or not, a lot of people agree with you. Tales music, there's only like 5 themes that are fucking great, and the rest of the soundtrack is eh. It exists. Oh, they have music. The Tales have music. Yeah, I want to see the best fucking soundtracks by Motoi Sakuraba. Valkyrie Profile 1 and 2 and 3 also. This. Although I'll admit this isn't that phenomenal. My favorite Yakuza game? Infinite Wealth and Zero. My all-time favorite tactical JRPG? That's Grow Lancer 5. Heritage of War on the PlayStation 2. But that's a real-time strategy game. If by tactical you mean like you move on grids and shit. Devil Survivor. Definitely Devil Survivor. 2 more votes. Melfi says, I like the setting and concept in Eternal Sonata. Chopin is dying in the real world and ends up still alive in a new world that has magic. That's great. I don't know, Sora. Come on, 2 more votes. 2 more votes and I'll give you my opinion. 52-48. Ah! I nailed it again. Nailed it. This was a great fucking idea. Look at the poll. Fuck yeah, man. I love those polls, like so even. Come on, 2 more votes. Can I vote? I can't vote. Come on. What, my opinion doesn't count because I made the poll? Come on, YouTube. I can vote on Twitch polls, you know, but not here. Seriously? 51-49. Ah, 1 more vote. Come on, be that one person to make a tie. The best soundtrack by Motoi Sakuraba, Valkyrie Profile 1. The first one. That's his masterpiece in my opinion. Come on, 1 more vote. Ah, 50 votes and now it's 50-50? Someone did that on purpose. So now we'll need that one guy. Come on. There we go. Ah! There we go. I don't give a shit. It's there. The results are there. The poll is over. Ah! Eternal Sonata won with 51%. Bats and Kaitos lost with 49%. That freaking glitch. Yeah, Bats and Kaitos was winning for a long time, but that one guy voted Eternal Sonata. Actually, 2 guys. 2 people voted Eternal Sonata at the end, and so it won. Thank goodness, that's my pick. My pick won. But once again, this is like... This wins by this size, you know? By a hair, a really small hair. I gave both of these games a 9 out of 10 in my blog. And they're like 2-3 games apart, you know? So they're up there. It's like the same. I picked this week. This was a great choice for a versus episode because, again, it's just 2 games that I can't decide. You know, they're freaking awesome, amazing, both of them. In terms of story, I think they're on equal terms. I can't freaking decide. I've been trying to make up my mind for the past 15 minutes, and I honestly can't. I'm aware Bats and Kaitos has that amazing plot twist, you know, but Eternal Sonata is just the characters. I love the characters and the story in both, so I'm gonna say it like this. Bats and Kaitos has a slightly better story, but Eternal Sonata has slightly better characters. How about that, okay? So in terms of music, we got the same composer, Motoi Sakuraba, my guy, and these are 2 of his best works in my opinion. But Eternal Sonata has a plus because of the Frédéric Chopin music. So it's cheating, but it's better because fucking Chopin, man. And he's my favorite classic composer of all time. So Eternal Sonata wins in music for me. Graphics, both games look absolutely... My god, man. Beautiful, beautiful fucking games, both of them. Man, I should pick Eternal Sonata. Because of the... I mean, it's just beautiful. But Baten Kaitos has this really... Oh, man. I just can't decide. It's like the music. Like, Eternal Sonata wins in music because Frédéric Chopin and Motoi Sakuraba. It's got 2 composers. But if we're judging just the Motoi Sakuraba soundtrack, I can't make up my mind, to be honest. I think I'm gonna go with Baten Kaitos. Right? But in graphics, I'm sorry, I cannot decide. I cannot make up my mind. Gameplay mechanics, we're leaving the battle system out. I think both games are like, you know, you got no random encounters. You can see the enemies out there. So, and you explore these beautifully looking areas in both games. I think I'm gonna go with Eternal Sonata. Because Baten Kaitos has some annoying puzzles in there. and the exploration in Baten Kaitos is not... It's great, but it's not that great. I think I like it more in Eternal Sonata, which is why... Another reason why it's my pick. It just feels more fleshed out, you know, in terms of exploration and menu systems interface, you know, I like it more. And finally, the battle mechanics. Well, we got two completely different battle mechanics here, and super unique. Two of the most unique JRPGs ever, and of their generations. You got the turn-based battle system here with the cards and all that jazz, which is great. If you got the right cards, you can do a lot of damage. You can abuse this battle system easily by having the right set or a cool deck of cards, you know. But the problem with Baten Kaitos is that the cards appear so fast that you gotta like decide fast, you know, so that's stressful. But it's just as stressful in this game because you also have a time limit, and the more you advance in the story, the less time you have to decide your actions. But that's great because that's a cool battle system progression, because it holds your hand at the beginning until you learn the basics, and then it gives you less time so you learn even more, and you get used to it. So by the end, it's like, you know, you got very few time to go and execute your combos and action in that, you know. So, but by that, you know, you've already kind of mastered the battle mechanics. One thing I want to say about this game is that the 360 version is easier, and this PS3 version is much harder. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is a really hard game, and while I don't disagree, I think this is one of the very few exceptions where I can brag and say, no, it's not as hard as you say. Not really. Yeah, other games is usually the other way around, right? You guys are always telling me it's not as hard as you say, Erick. What the fuck? You just suck at games. Well, Eternal Sonata is my man here. He's like, fuck you. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you now. No, this game is not as hard as people say, in my opinion. This is also really challenging, but Origins is harder. So, they're very challenging games, and the battle system is very creative and unique in both, but I think I like this one a little bit more, because while I love the combat in this game, in Baten Kaitos, I'm just not the biggest fan of cards, you know, in combat mechanics, and this one is turn-based and action, and it's just, I love doing the combos, and then at the end of every combo do the special attack, you know, and you got these elemental strengths and weaknesses. You can change to night and day, and on night the characters have different special skills, and during the day they have others. I don't know, I just really love the battle system here. I think the battle system is the real reason why, and the strongest reason why I'm picking this game over Baten Kaitos. But yeah, both games are equally amazing, strongly recommended. Play them, do yourself a favor. Amazing fucking games, love them. And that's the end of the poll, that's the end of the Versus episode. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Oh, yeah, that's also the end of the Q&A, by the way. You should know that by now. You guys are used to that. You know, you should know that the end of the Versus episode is also the end of the Q&A. So thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care. See you next time with more streams or more videos. Later.